What's up everybody, it is Alex Ghost, and today I'm going to showcase how to easily solo flawless this dungeon in Renegades in 2026. So grab some popcorn, grab your keyboard and mouse, and let's jump into it, shall we? First off, I have a caveat. We will clear this first encounter before getting into the Navigator Catalyst quest, so keep that in mind. When you first spawn in, you'll want to make your way to the Hive ritual site. Just follow the path on screen, but take note that there are 3 paths that lead to the site. There's a path on left, one on right, and one in the middle. Place your rally banner down and kill the Hive Knights that you see near the opening to the next area. This will trigger the encounter. The objective here is to input Hive runes into their respective Hive statues situated at the ritual site. Once the encounter starts, you're going to be looking for an ogre. The ogre will spawn on one of the paths. In this instance, the ogre spawns on the left. I'm facing in the direction of where we spawned. You will kill the ogre. This will leave a green puddle of goop on the ground. This puddle indicates the direction to go in to find the first Hive rune. There will be multiple puddles along the way with enemies at each one. Kill the enemies and follow the path to the next puddle. And I will say this, these wizards and enemies are so much like the Minneapolis protesters. They're liberal white Karens protecting all the fucking bad guys, bro. Seriously, that's what they remind me of. Anyway, when you get to the last puddle, a mini boss will spawn. Kill it. And this is very important. Make sure you know exactly which rune is displayed, because inputting the wrong symbol into the statue is instant wipe. By the way, the runes will be large and above your head, so look up. Oh, and don't forget to crush the mini boss's ghost. Once you're sure what the rune is, make your way back to the ritual area where there will be a Hive wizard. Kill the Hive wizard and they'll drop a deep sight upon death. Activate the deep sight and the statues will display different runes. Find the rune that you need to input and activate the statue. This will clear 1 rune and you will need 3 more runes to clear the encounter. Note, I'm using prismatic Warlock with the Praxic Blade. This makes easy work of this encounter, but you can use whatever you want to defeat these enemies. It's up to you, but I'd use this loadout if you want a relatively easy run. This encounter is pretty straightforward, nothing to get crazy about. One thing I will add is you might want to run it a few times to learn the patterns of the goop. So like for instance this goop, I know that it's going to send me across the ravine. I will kill these wizards. And the goop will be dropped at the edge of this cliff, which is right in front of us. You'll go left, because that's where it wants you to go. You'll see a rune in the distance, and you'll get to the next group of enemies. That's kind of how you'll run this entire encounter. It's pretty easy, and once you become familiar with it, it becomes very, very, very simple. You won't even worry about doing it. It's just like, it'll be old hat to you. In this particular standard version of the dungeon, the ogre will not spawn while deep sight is activated. You will need to wait for deep sight to expire before the ogres come out. And that's pretty much all there is to it. Here, I take the time to kill these moths because I don't want them coming up to me 3-4 deep while I'm trying to kill the mini boss and them blowing up, killing me. If they come at you 3-4 deep, maybe 5, you will die. They will kill you. Kill this light bearer wizard, crush its ghost, take a look at the rune, its ice cream cone, go back to the ritual site, kill the Hive wizard, activate deep sight, and input the rune. That's all she wrote, man. That's really all it takes. Also, if you're not certain which way to go, just keep your eyes open and look up towards the tree lines in the sky and look for that rune. You should see it, but if you don't, you've gone the wrong way. Just go back towards the last puddle that you were at, and it should be near there, so it should take you no time to find it. Oh my god. You know what? I think these wizards are yelling something. I hear it. Let me just listen for it and I'll tell you what it is. Yeah. You know what they're yelling? They're yelling, "No illegals on stolen land! No illegals on stolen land! No illegals on stolen land!" Oh my god. It's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard. I swear to God, man, these people are fucking ridiculous, they're retarded, and they're fucking stupid. Being first generation American, I know how fucking privileged we really are. So don't give me that fucking bullshit, you stupid fucking retard. Get the fuck out of here. Ew, you're a fascist. You're a Nazi. Ugh, white privilege. Hey, fascism this, you degenerate scum. Get the fuck out of here. That's what I would say if I didn't have anything better to do. Unlike these people, they don't have jobs, they don't have shit to do, they have no hobbies, they have nothing to contribute to society. If I didn't, I'd probably be in the same boat. But you know what? I have shit to do. I have things that I care about. I believe in private property. I believe in my personal autonomy. And I believe in taking responsibility and accountability for the things that I do. So shut your fucking mouth. I swear to God, dude. These people are fucking pissing me off. Yeah, excuse me for that. Just a little bit, just went a little bit crazy. Just went a little crazy here. And now that we've gotten this encounter done, let's go take care of the first part of the Navigator Catalyst quest. Where we want to go. We want to head back to the original spawn point at the beginning of this dungeon, back all the way down the way we're facing. All right? Now, in the direction that we're facing, there's going to be like downed trees to the left of where we're going. All right, not this set of trees, but the next one here on the left. All right, so go through it. Now be careful because there are a ton of moths. A lot of them. They're going to be coming at you 2 or 3 at a time. So either you block them with Praxic Blade, which you will still take some damage, but not a lot. But if you get 2 or 3 of them blowing up on you, that's probably going to take half your health. So just be careful. Or shoot them with a weapon. Whatever it is that you have to do, but stay alive. Now just follow the path through the corridors of this facility. There's really only one way to go. And that's going to be to the left. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm lollygagging or something. But go through this door here, and then at the end of this hall, in that red room, there will be a pile of debris. That's going to be a vestige of light, and you get a 1 minute and 20-second timer. Now go back outside with this buff. And hang a right. There will be a statue next to the facility up on some rocks to our right. Right here. So climb up there. It's going to say imbue with vestiges of light, and a mini boss will spawn. Now, look above the mini-boss's head. There's going to be a rune. In this case, it's going to be Sandwich or Division. And you're going to notice that there's a bunch of wizards. The wizards will have a rune next to them. It just so happened that I killed the right wizard with that Division symbol right next to it. He'll drop a puddle of goop, which you'll have to stand in, and that goop allows you to break the boss's shield. Once that shield's down, you can go ahead and just fight him. I didn't know this when I was doing it, So I didn't do that until like the very last section, but that's how it works. You break his shield, then you can go fight him, and you don't have to stand in the goop. But of course I'm an idiot, and I didn't know that, but it's alright. You know what? It's cool because I got it anyway. But if you're gonna do it, that's the way you want to do it. You want to break his shield and go sock him up. Jab your lightsaber right up his cunt. In this first section of the Catalyst quest, you will do a quarter of the boss's health and then he'll disappear. Then you can move on to the second part of this Catalyst quest because it'll be before the second encounter, Ekthar. So let's just go on through the traversal and I'll show you guys where the second part of the Catalyst quest will take place. In this next section, you're going to want to kill all the enemies so that you can move forward. There's a shield covering the way you need to go, so you do have to kill everything. It's not very hard. Just watch the mods and you'll be fine. So here in this section, just follow me through the window. So jump up here. There's no glass. You'll go through it and just fall all the way down, catching bubbles along the way. Now, you'll see the first two bubbles there. Don't go to that platform. Go to the bubbles right below it. Right here. All right? It's kind of a shortcut. Makes it a little bit faster. So the next vestige for the catalyst will be in the underwater portion of this very next section. At the end, before you go through the next area, you need to turn to the right and grab the vestige, and I'll show you where it's at. So you'll come down here and make your way through this area. I like to jump to the left and land in this hole here instead of going the proper way. This here, there'll be a secret chest, which I've already picked up from a previous run of the dungeon, but I died, so I start over. Now take note, because the statue that you need to input the vestige is right to the left, right here. Okay, there's a statue right there. That's where you're gonna need to come back and put that vestige into. Go through the methane wall. Continue on downward. Off the lily pad onto the other one. And the pile of debris that you need to pick up is going to be in the next section through the water wall. You're going to want to kill all the enemies in there. Or you really don't have to if you can just be fast enough and get to that pile of debris and pick up and collect the vestige. But I ended up killing everything in here just because I could with the Praxic Blade. It was fun. They deserve it. All the shit they put me through, I got my revenge. No one's illegal on stolen land. No one's illegal on stolen land. That's what they're yelling at me, dude. It's the most ridiculous fucking stupid shit I've ever heard. Now, there it is right there. Collect it. And now we backtrack all the way back. So go through the water wall. From this bubble, you're going to take a sharp right. And go through this area here. Now, make this jump. Be careful, though, because if you fall, you're dead. Like, I almost died right here being an idiot. Bonk. I'm dying! Alright, and remember where we saw that statue? Right here, input that vestige. And the boss will spawn. Again, all you need to do is break his shields and then you can go fight him. Don't worry, I sped this part up because I did it the slow and painful way due to my ignorance. This would have been a perfect opportunity for me to go up to him and just bash him with the Praxic Blade, but I don't. Alright, so. But you can. So I'm letting you know right now that you can do it. I watched many videos on how to do this Catalyst quest as easy as possible, and not one video, not one, told me that you can break his shields and then get off the puddle and go fight him one-on-one. No one said it. I guess they assumed that we knew that already. I didn't know that. It cost me about 30 minutes, maybe less, but still, you know what I mean. And if you don't go fight him or inflict enough damage, then he won't despawn. I sped up the video. I didn't want to watch this all. It's just basically me breaking his shield over and over and over until I get him to this point. You can see that right to the halfway point of his health, there's a little cut. That's the damage threshold that you need to hit. And he's gone. So now we just go back the way we came. Be careful with the jumps. Sometimes you will fall off the tiniest rock and it'll ruin your entire jump. It'll cause you to fall. I'm telling you, it's really wacky. Just be careful, mind your step, and make some decent jumps. You can cross the gaps. You don't need to fight any of these guys. You can just go across to the other side, avoiding the wizards by using a eager-edged sword or grapple grenade or something like that just to get across. You don't need either of those two things, but it does make it faster so you don't get hit or worse, killed. After this bubble, there is a jump. From the platform we're about to land on to the next one, I've died so many times. And like I was saying, you can fall off a tiny little stump and you won't make the jump. You'll miss the platform entirely. It's brutal. After that, there's not really any jumps that you have to worry about anymore. So... I think I was smoking a cigarette right here. My bad. In this section, you just want to climb all the way to the top. There's a lot of different ways to get up there. You don't have to follow the way I go, but just know that you do have to make it up to the top. Kill that Shrieker. And you can just continue on further up until you get to this bridge. And you'll take a left into the tunnel there. And again, you don't have to kill any of these guys. You can just run right past them like nothing. I would say that the Thrall are not as bad as the typical white liberal Karen. I mean, literally. I'd rather hang out with the Thrall than some fucking weird liberal Karen, dude. I swear to God. Here in this section, you're going to take one of the top tunnels. Top tunnel, second from the right. And from this bridge, you want to make it across to the other platform across the way. And through that narrow shaft. And then up these platforms. Through a tiny tunnel up here. And you'll take a right. And we are at Ekthar, the Shield of Savathûn. I'm just going to tell you right now, this encounter still gives me anxiety. It still gives me weird vibes. I am scared of Ekthar through the water. It's unnerving listening to his footsteps gaining on you. There are a few tricks I like to employ to psych him out. First of all, Ekthar is bad at cornering. And secondly, he cannot jump over the rocks. So I like to jump over rocks and things like this and take corners so that he won't catch up to me. Because if he does, he'll hit you hard and he'll fling you, and you have to pray that you don't hit something hard. And he also takes your pressure away, so you have to hope that you land near a bubble, but that doesn't always happen, so you could end up dead, so just be careful. Alright, so here we are at Ekthar, the Shield of Savathûn encounter. Make your way to the front of the arena where you can place a rally banner. My position reference will be made from this location, so if I say right statue, it will be to the right of the rally banner and so on. To start the encounter, kill the 4 acolytes worshipping in the middle of the room, causing everything to spawn. Thrall and acolytes will spawn, but what you really want to kill are the knights. There will be 3 knights you have to kill in order to get an ogre to spawn. Kill the ogre to spawn a deep sight. Killing the ogre also forces Ekthar into the methane pool below. So go to the center of the room where the acolytes were worshipping and activate the deep sight. You will see 3 hive runes on plates hanging from the walls on both left and right side. Remember those runes because we'll have to go into the methane pool and find the runes that were on the wall and activate them, all while actively trying to evade Ekthar. Once you've activated all 3 runes, make your way back up. Now there will be a wizard for each rune activated. Kill the wizards, crush their ghosts, input all 3 vestiges into the statues, and get ready for damage. Note there is a statue on left, one in middle, and the last one is on the right side of the arena. Also, it's totally fine if you only activate 1 or 2 of the runes, inputting those into the statues and then going back into the methane pool to activate the rest. Furthermore, if during damage you are taking too much damage and feel you are about to die, you can run away and jump down into the methane pool. Here you can run around grabbing bubbles without the fear of Ektar bashing you. You can then come back up when you're ready. Lastly, activating the wrong rune is an instant wipe. Now that Ektar has been defeated, we can continue, and that's just the way it goes. It's really easy. There are ways that you can die here. Like I said, during damage phase, you can get killed because he can sometimes super constantly, and that can kill you. Another way is when you don't start damage with the least amount of enemies around, all the enemies can gather around you and they can bash you while you're bashing Ektar, and that can kill you. And that's pretty much it. Just watch the way I play. I think one of the biggest things here that's important is knowing and learning where the runes are down below in the methane pool. The runes don't change positions ever. The only thing that's RNG based is which runes pop up on the plates on either left or right side of these walls. But that's about it. Like I said, the runes down below do not change. They stay the same. So knowing where those runes are makes it very easy when you get the runes that you're supposed to pick from up here. Also, when you activate the runes down below and you kill the wizards, I don't know why, it feels like you're kind of invincible at that point. I don't know why. It's here during damage that I get the most scared because I've died the most at damage phase. But with the Praxic Blade, I never felt in danger, honestly. I never actually felt in danger. I think there was like 1 or 2 times, maybe, no, not even 2 times. One time that I had to use my Phoenix Dive for health. Literally, one time for health, like right here. Okay, I'm dying. And it's scary because I don't have my Phoenix Dive, but I think I get it. Oh no, I got Devour, so that was kind of scary, but I still wasn't that worried about dying. He's just a big bitch. Don't worry about him. Ogre, kill his bitch ass. Very easy. I'm telling you, the Praxic Blade is just out of control. I'm sure that after this season, they'll nerf it. I just have the feeling that they'll do that. They'll nerf the Praxic Blade after this season. If they don't, then you know what? I'll eat my shoe. But if the past is any indication of the future, then knowing Bungie, they will do such fucking stupid shit like that. I think it's hilarious because if there's something fun in the game that wasn't intended, Bungie immediately fixes that. Yet things that we ask to be fixed, they'll take years and never get to it. It's fucking ridiculous. And it's not an accident. They're doing this shit on purpose, bro. Oh, here comes fucking Ektar. Oh my god. Dude, this is bad. See, this shit's bad. Because it doesn't really hurt you, like damage-wise. It takes your pressure away from being down in the methane pool. So obviously when he hit me, I immediately started hearing the cracks of the pressure tank that you're secretly wearing. That's one statue. The second statue's right in the middle, and the last one's on the right. I wanted to also say that when I'm inputting the vestige of light into the statues, I never, ever go to the middle last. When you go to the middle last, it's a little bit farther to run to damage. And it's like an extra 2 seconds. It doesn't sound like a lot, but it really is. I always put the last vestige on the right side and I run to damage. It makes it easier. I don't know, I just feel comfortable doing it that way. But middle is not that good. And it kind of makes me mad when other people do that. They'll put it in middle last and it's like, dude, why'd you do that, dude? Maybe it's a skill issue. But yeah, just go ahead and kill all these dudes. There'll be plenty of ammo. Like, at the end of this, there's so much ammo, I didn't even have to worry about it. And besides, I basically regenerate special ammo for my Praxic Blade entirely the whole time, so no big deal. I don't really even use heavy. Well, I do, but at Samuma, or whatever her name is. I do use heavy there, but for the most part, it was the Praxic Blade doing all the work, all the heavy lifting. Now, I'm glad that I do have an eager edge sword because once I pop my Transcendence, I just go right to the knight because you have to kill him for him to drop the goop to be able to take Ektar's shield off and then just go to town on that bastard. Honestly, he's very passive, honestly, dude. Like, I've never, ever fought Ektar and thought of him this way. But yesterday, I was like, dude, this guy's a passive baby. I think I could safely say that when the dungeon came out, it was probably 20 times harder than it is now. Because of the power creep. You know, what can I say? It's the power creep. If you find yourself being low on ammo, once Ektar goes down below, you can stay up here and farm ammo for as long as you want. There's no timer. There's no enrage. So it's pretty ideal. And like I said, if you're dying, you can just jump down here. He won't come back down here once he's up there. So you can just run around grabbing bubbles and, you know, just preparing yourself mentally to go back up there. This, when he's chasing me, dude, it gives me the willies. I don't know why, it always has. Ever since I started playing this like 3 years ago, it just always has, and it has not gone away. That feeling has not gone away. See what I mean? That's more than a second right there. 2 seconds, I think. Crushing that ghost. But, like, I don't get hit. It's very odd. Now I'm gonna go put it in the center. I think we have to go back down to get one more. Yeah, so like I was saying, it's totally fine if you're down there and you just feel you're in danger of Ektar catching you. You can always come back up with 1 or 2 runes, kill the wizards, imbue them into the statue, and then when you're ready, go back down. When I'm coming down through the floor into the pool, I like to look around to see where he's at, to locate him before I start running around. I don't want to run into him, you know, because he'll bash you. And that could be dangerous if he hits you just right and he boops you into a wall. And the physics won't kill you anymore. He can hit you, you hit the wall, and you'll be one shot. And then he hits you again, and then you're dead. He's trying to hit me hard, but I think I stunned him. And here's a little strategy. If you don't want to use a Praxic Blade, I suggest you do use Song of Flame here, because the finger snap will stun him. Dude, he's dead already. The finger snap will stun him, and you'll just stand there like a doofus while you're kicking his ass. So that's something to know. Ekthar's death was very quick. But I'm going to tell you right now that the final boss is still a cunt, all right? That is still kind of gnarly. I'm not going to lie. I did it yesterday, and I was like, this bitch is a fucking hoe. Okay, so the next vestige is right up in the next area where the Shriekers are and the witches. What I like to do here is equip a bow, all right? The pre-Astyanax 3 or 4, I don't know what it's called. But I like to use that one, the solar bow, and it kills the wizards in 2 shots. Now, I would have put on the Wish Ender, but I didn't want to remove my Praxic Blade and get rid of the ammo, so I didn't. Now, granted, when I get to the final boss, there is a rally banner, but there's still like ogres and knights and acolytes between here and the entrance to the final boss. And I just didn't want to take the risk of equipping the Wish Ender to kill 4 witches and then not having ammo in my Praxic Blade. So I used this, but it's still 2 shots and they're dead. That's great. I think right here I'm thinking like, okay, what's our game plan? What am I gonna do? Am I gonna fight or am I gonna run past? I decided to run past, and I actually did it on the right side. I never ever take the path on the right to get over to the other side. I always take the left side. But in this case, I took the right side because that's where the Vestige of Light is, right here. And you do have a timer, so I didn't want to waste time, so I took the right path. hate that part because I'm not running. It just scares me. I was like, dude, run. Of course, I do survive, but still, it's like, why am I walking? Look at that. I'm just getting beamed by that Shrieker. Beamed, absolutely. And then this guy hits, down, stomp, and I'm dying, but Devour. Thank you, Devour. You jump up to this rooftop, and you see the statue there. That's where we input the vestige, and the boss will pop up. And look, right here, I changed to Nova Bomb for this boss especially, but I threw it before I could even take his shields off. What an idiot. I just was not thinking. And this confirmed that you don't have to stand on the goop to damage him, just to de-shield him. And there's the catalyst. Finally, after years and years of waiting. No, I'm just not waiting. It was my own fault. But I got it, so that's good. Congratulations to me. And to any of you who get it. Now we can grapple wherever we want. Kind of. I know I'm going to use it with Hunter. Have I told you guys I'm a Hunter main? I've just been playing Warlock. It's like, why put myself at a disadvantage by playing Hunter this season? Let's play a Warlock. I mean, I used to play Titan last season. Titan was good. I think he still might be good, but I think Warlock's where it's at right now. Although I know that Fortune's Favor for Hunter is very good. And Void is very good. Yeah. Maybe next season. Alright, so this encounter, how it works. You crush the ghost, it's Oryx's ghost. That starts the encounter. Things start to spawn in, acolytes, boomer knights, the big knight that you're supposed to kill within the circle. I'll explain right now. First, what I like to do is go around and kill all the boomer knights. She'll release the moths, probably around right now. I go ahead and kill the moths first, and then I go kill the boomer knights. So I kill the left side first, kill the middle, and then the right side. So I'm gonna go kill the boomer knight on the right side. Once I kill him, I then go grab the deep sight so we know which body parts we're going to input the vestiges in. So we deep sight it, we see we have hand, so right hand, I think it's head, so right hand and head. I never call out chest because every single time you do it, it's gonna have chest. So chest is always one of them, always. Never, never, ever changes. So what we gotta do is, you see that circle, that green glowing circle? We stand in the circle and we have to kill Warlock. You have to kill him when you're in the circle, and that causes an oculus, that circular thing right there in the sky. That'll pop up. Align yourself with it, and you have to look through it to get that Savathun symbol, and it'll disappear. And the symbol will pop up over the body part that you're just at. Every time Warlock spawns in, the boss shoots out like 10 mods, dude. These things are brutal. Brutal. This is when they spawn. Once you look through the Oculus, those mods will spawn. So you have to be vigilant and always remember, like, hey, he's spawning in. Be careful for the mods. They're easy to take out, but if you don't remember, or if you forget, or you're not paying attention, they will kill you immediately. I'm telling you. Anyway, so this is the left side cave, which is the wizard, and you have to remember the rune that's above the wizard's head. I've many times have forgotten which rune it was. Then I crush the ghost, the rune disappears, and I go outside, and I was like, dude, what did I get? Oh, fuck, and I take my chances, put it down, and I die. This time it's Spider or X. I call it X, whatever. Sometimes I'll call it Spider Eyes, even though it has nothing to do with eyes. Alright, so it's X. We'll go outside. And in order for you to place the vestige into its proper place at X, you have to hit the deep sight again. That leaves you kind of vulnerable, so you have to be very careful. And especially solo, there's really nothing you can do. It's always out in the open, right here. Like, she's gonna beam you, dude. It's crazy. That was the top of the head. I don't want to do that one. I want to do ice cream cone first, because I want to do damage from the head. So doing damage from the head requires you to put it down last. So there's Wizard, there's Acolyte, and there's this guy, the Titan. What's his name? I don't know, but... So, ice cream cone, grab it, crush it, and go. sandwich, whatever you want to call it, division or sandwich. It's up to you. Or call it whatever you want. I don't care. Alright, we're ready for damage. And watch the thrall, they're stupid. Okay, so I use Microcosm on my heavy slot, Urtide Apex in my energy slot, and Mint Retrograde in my kinetic slot. That's my loadout. Same build, except that I go from 2 Sage Protectors and 2 Ferropotent to 2 Smoke Jumper, 2 Ferropotent. The reason is because I'm not using a sword, and Sage Protector gives you back grenade and class ability energy with every sword hit. Because we're not using a sword, I changed to Smoke Jumper. Smoke Jumper gives you rapidly decaying DR over 3 seconds, starting at 45% down to 15%. Over those 3 seconds and on overpower pickup. Ferropotent gives you 10% DR over 7 seconds each time you replenish your shields. So combined, I find it to be effective in guarding you from death. And hey dog, it's feeding it, dog. You know what I'm saying? That shit's fucking bomb, eh? You heard me, perro? Shit's fucking good, eh? So every time you do damage and you restart the cycle, the Boomer Knights do respawn, so I like to go kill them. Now just stay in the circle, dodging bullets, and kill Warlock from within the circle. Go to the Oculus and align it with the Savathun symbol, and that'll release the rune. Now go to the next body part and do the same thing. Also dodge a bunch of bullets and things. Here come the mods. Remember, after every time you kill Warlock, you have to anticipate the mods. If you forget or aren't paying attention, they will kill you. Now, you don't have to hit deep sight every time to get the body part. I did it because I always forget. Like, I have a bird brain. I forget 10 seconds from now. There's Warlock, Arisen in Heresy. Now you got hand. Go to the Oculus, align it with the Savathun symbol, and it'll bring up the rune. Once you get the 3rd rune up, then you can go into the caves to go kill the mini bosses to get the vestige. But here come the mods. Almost dead. All right, now we're going to, I always go from left to right. Left, middle, right. So Wizard, Acolyte, Titan. So remember, always take a look at the symbol that's above the wizard's head or above one of those mini bosses' heads. Because it's really easy to just kill the wizard or whatever and crush its ghost and not even look at the symbol. I know from experience. Remember to look at the symbol, crush the ghost, go back outside. You have 55 seconds or a minute to do this. You go outside, you hit deep sight first, okay? You hit deep sight first. Then you put that rune into its respective place. You can always see the rune in the cave from where you come in. You just look to the right or left and you'll see it up in the air. That's dot table. Crushes ghost. Go back outside. Hit the deep side. Now, for every time you pick up a vestige and you're gonna dunk it, you have to hit the deep side, otherwise it won't work. By the time you get outside and hit the deep side, it'll be like 30 seconds to 25 seconds left on the clock. So you gotta be quick, okay? And the deep side does change positions. So it's either gonna be on right, left, or middle. From those positions, it doesn't change though. It's always those three positions. And the last cave is the Titan. Take a look at the symbol first. Did you see it? It's line table. Crush the ghost. Go outside. Hit the deep sight. Place it down. And get ready for damage. And that's pretty much it, guys. That's how you're going to beat the Ghost of the Deep dungeon. Now that we've got that out of the way and I've taught you how to do this, I want to talk to you guys about something a little bit different. I want to talk to you guys about some of my concerns about the game and rant about certain things, Bungie, the state of the game. So if you don't mind, I will get started now. If you don't want to listen, but you still want to watch the video, just mute it. Just mute it. It doesn't matter. Whatever. What can I say? You could leave, or you could shut the sound off, or just turn the video off. It doesn't matter to me, but I'm going to say my piece. All right? So as you know, or maybe don't know, Bungie has lacked communication with us, the community, for quite some time. They are putting all their efforts into Marathon, and that's great and all, whatever, but am I going to play Marathon? Probably not. Some part of me is saying they're intentionally and deliberately trying to kill Destiny, and it makes me sad because Destiny is my favorite game. It's the only game I play. Like, people ask me, or they'll say, are you a gamer? You're a gamer. And it's like, no, I'm not a gamer. I only play Destiny. I don't have any other interest besides like making music, painting, art, making content for Destiny, or playing Destiny. That's all I do. And my real job was art restoration. All I did was art, dude. And this game is as close to high art in my eyes for video games than any other game. And it's interesting that Bungie would steal people's art to make their other game. And I don't know anything about that. I don't know if it was intentional or whatnot, but it is what it is, and that it happened. They used someone else's art and incorporated it into their game Marathon, which is shameful. I can hate Bungie but love Destiny. This particular news about Bungie not communicating to the community what the roadmap is to Destiny in 2026, when the year's already like, we're already a month and a half in, is concerning to me. And I know that they're putting all their efforts into Marathon. I know they are. And you know what? They should throw us a bone, because who is responsible for giving Bungie the opportunity to make Marathon? We are. We paid them the money to play this game, which made them the money to be able to create Marathon. We are their only community. They don't have any other games. They don't have like a bunch of games that people are playing. They don't have to just rely on Destiny community to fund their new projects. No, we're the only community. I love this game, dude. I love this game. But since Edge of Fate, it's been rough, dude. It's been rough. Like, I always knew that Bungie did not respect our time. That was clear. When Edge of Fate came out, it was a big fuck you to our time, to my time. At least that's how I felt. Because that grind to 550 was the worst thing that ever happened to Destiny, in my opinion. The Portal's second. But to me, it was the grind to 550 that was just atrocious. Terrible. And I'll tell you why. Because playing during that time felt like you weren't gaining any power at all. Like, maybe you felt good between 0 and 100. And maybe it still felt good going from 100 to 150. And maybe, just maybe, you felt something, but you weren't quite sure what it was at like 150 to 200. But man, when you got to 215, 230, that feeling that you were actually powering up fell dramatically. I would go days and play and be like, did I gain any power whatsoever? Like, what? Power grind is not content. That did not feel good. It was not good for morale. It was not good for anything. What finally felt right to me during that time was that I resigned myself to the fact that I was not going to hit 550. It was the first time ever since I started playing Destiny that I wouldn't hit power cap because it was too much. It was too much. There was an estimated time taken to get to 550. I read somewhere on the internet, said 150 hours was required to hit power cap in Destiny this season, or for Edge of Fate. 150 hours. It wasn't even that. I wasn't burnt out. I was looking forward to playing it. It got boring, dude. I didn't want to do Caldera or K1 logistics every day for 5 hours a day, all day long. Those two activities, that's it, just a power grind to 550. So the moment that I resigned myself to knowing that I was not going to hit the cap, I felt liberated. I felt liberated, free. I didn't have to follow that particular system, but that meant you weren't going to get any new weapons, you weren't going to get any new armor, you weren't going to get anything new, nothing. But if I wanted to just play Destiny, just play the game, and play the activities that were in the director that weren't transferred over to the portal, then I could, and which I did. But it really does suck, like when you're like, I don't have that weapon because of this. Don't get me wrong, dude. Don't get me wrong. I still grinded. I didn't want to, but I grinded the fucking game. Bungie had an update in the middle of Edge of Fate that walked back all the changes they had made. That was about a month or 2 months after Edge of Fate dropped, I think, or maybe less. They walked back all the decisions they had made. I signed into the game, and my first activity, maybe my second activity, I leveled up like a good amount, like 2-3 levels. That was right. But damn, dude, when you'd play 5, 6, 7, 8 activities and you wouldn't get a prime to drop, or you wouldn't get a power up, you wouldn't get a pinnacle, you just wanted to turn the game off and not come back and play. Plain and simple. I'm glad they walked it back, but that mistake should not have been made in the first place. And I one time thought, I was like, these guys don't play their own game. And that's like a chef not tasting his own food. Or a musician not listening back to his own playing. You know, they're not playing their own game. So that made their communications with us sound tone deaf and unaware. Just a social faux pas, really. And their recent radio silence doesn't fare much better. Makes them look really bad, dude. Now, the only time I ever took a break from Destiny, but it was the last season of Final Shape, and they came out with Pantheon and Onslaught. And right when that came out, that day when they came out, I stopped playing for the rest of the season. Now, let me tell you something. That month or two that I stayed away from Destiny, I would dream about Destiny. I would dream about it like almost every night. Loot, killing Hive, fighting the Vex, Zavala. Weird stuff, dude, I swear to God. And every day I would sit here working on other stuff and I would think about Destiny. It's funny, but it almost sounds like I'm speaking about my own relationship with a woman. It really does. But I can see the parallels between myself and the Destiny game. and Bungie, but not in a good way. It's like you're the boyfriend who is being cheated on, and you're the only one that doesn't know. That's what it feels like. You think about it, like, you wouldn't let people treat you this way with such disrespect. It's insane. Yet you go back for more. Yeah, you go back to that really toxic relationship where you give everything and they give you nothing at all. They can fuck all day long. You don't mean shit, and that's the reality, but you give everything. It's not a 50-50, because if it were, you'd be getting something back here. We're not asking for much. We just want to know, just give us a date. Give us something. Like, why do we have to hear rumors or information from other people to know that the expansion has been delayed? Why do we need to hear it third hand, fourth, fifth hand to know that we've been delayed 2 months? Like, just say it. It's better. You say it, it's like, all right, we can deal with that. Even if you told us we have nothing, then at least we know. At least we know not to expect anything more. I don't know. But, like, leaving us, like, radio silence is not good. It's not good. It doesn't look good. It doesn't feel good. Especially when you're paying money for this, you know? It's not like this is free, people. This is not free. Now, if you're free to play, then you don't have, you know, it's not going to bother you that much because you're probably not that invested. But maybe if you're free to play and you're really liking it, you may invest. But people are going to be put off because they're going to say, like, why should I? The game is dead. This is my point. It feels like Bungie is deliberately, intentionally trying to kill this game in order to get Marathon out. Now, what's going to happen is, if they continue to do this and go down this road, the people that gave Bungie the opportunity to make Marathon, which is us, the community, the people who played Destiny, the people that bought the DLCs and everything else, these people, they're going to review the game as bad. They're going to leave it tons of bad reviews. They will make sure that the game fails. Dude, I'm telling you, the game Marathon is going to be directly the reason why our favorite game gets destroyed. I can picture it, them leaving the worst reviews on the game. It's going to be terrible. Look, I don't want Marathon to fail, even though I'm not going to play it. I don't want it to fail, because if it fails, then Destiny fails along with it, because they're banking on it. They're banking on this game to be good and successful. And you know, my dad used to always tell me, don't put all your eggs in one basket. You know? He used to tell me that all the time, and I didn't care. I didn't get it. I didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. I was like, what eggs? But you know what he meant? You know what that saying is. You don't put all your efforts into one thing. You want to spread things out so that you have something to fall back on. Well, Bungie is putting all their eggs in one basket into Marathon. It can't fail. If it fails, like I said, if it fails, Destiny goes down with it. Because Destiny's not going to make the money anymore. It's a dying game. And now it's really true. Now it is totally really true. I'm not being hyperbolic here. This is not hyperbole. Bungie has single-handedly destroyed this game. They've been destroying the game for so long now. That's one of my biggest issues here. Another issue is that they have not released any word on the roadmap at all. We've gotten nothing. They keep posting things about Marathon. I don't know what the status is on the updates to Destiny, because we have gotten no news. Nothing. Now, I did hear that the newest expansion, Shadow and Order, was going to be delayed till May. From March till May. And you know what? I didn't get that news from Bungie. And you know, it's fine. Delays are better than nothing. Alright? If Shadow and Order has been delayed, well then so be it. I'd rather take a delay than a shitty expansion any day. So they pushed it back to May. Which, you know what? Delays, I don't mind. Because delays just mean that they want to fine-tune the game, fine-tune their expansion. They want us to have a good, working, proper game. So I don't mind delays. But the delay, the news about the delay did not come from Bungie. It came from Paul Tassi in Forbes. So what's the future of Destiny? what's going to happen to this IP, this franchise. I thought it would be around forever. I don't know why I thought that, but I suppose everything comes to an end, and maybe our time has come. I hope not. I really hope that we'll get over this and Destiny can heal from the damage that's been done. This is one of the first times in the history of Destiny where most all content creators and most everybody is saying the same thing and holding the same sentiment for the game. We're all kind of holding Bungie in contempt here. We're like scrutinizing them and putting up to the fire. And right now they've eluded us. And we're not getting any answers. So again, what's the future of the game? What's the future of Destiny look like? It doesn't look good. Honestly, it's looking bleak. And if something doesn't change fast, then it's been fun. It's been good. I've built so many great memories here. And some bad ones, but for the most part, good memories with good people that I really enjoy spending my time with. One last thing, I guess, before I wrap this up is I looked at the, well, I was watching Lucky 10P, and he was on the Steam charts, and he looked up Marathon pre-orders, and dude, Marathon's in 255th place. 255. Even Wild Sluts is above Marathon. I don't know what that is, but that's what he was saying. Dude, it's sad. Like, now you understand what I mean when I say if Marathon doesn't succeed, there goes Destiny. Like, they don't care. They just don't care about Destiny. Like Destiny didn't do anything for them. Destiny put Bungie on my map. I never even heard of Bungie before Destiny 2. So all I'm saying is, Bungie, if you want to have a successful game, treat your community, your player base, the people that bought the game from you, you gotta treat them good. No one wants to be treated like they don't matter. No one wants to be treated like their word has no say. We're the customer. Remember? The customer's always right. Unless you think the customer's always an asshole.
were the Lucent Hive trying to... This was a ritual to resurrect the Taken King. By force? We're lucky you were able to stop this, Guardian. I don't even know if what they were trying to do here was possible, but... the risk alone... I'm going to contact Ikora immediately. She'll want the Hidden to secure Oryx's remains for study.